All right, guys, next thing, we're going to get into word problems, and eventually we're going to set up equations and solve for them in word problems. But before that, we have to understand certain phrases that we see in word problems, and there's going to be certain key phrases that we see that is basically going to tell us if we add or if we subtract in the equation or if we multiply. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these problems on the front side, and it's just going to go over these key phrases. Let's do the first one. Okay, there's two things we're comparing, and it's saying I'm comparing girls and boys, and it's saying there are 11 more girls here than boys. Keyword here is more than. All right, you're going to see this a lot, especially on this page. Whenever you see more than, when you write the expression, more than means you're going to add. So, and the other thing too is the order that the quantities are listed. See how boys is listed second? So I don't know anything about the boys. I do know that there's 11 more girls than boys. Since I don't know anything about the boys, I'm going to let them equal the variable because that's the unknown. So whichever quantity is listed last, that's going to equal the variable, whether it's B, whether it's X. In this case, we're going to use B. So if there's B boys and there's 11 more girls than boys, then the girls, you're just going to add B plus 11. Because B plus 11 is 11 more than just B. Okay, I'm going to move to number 3. Okay, number 3 is going to be another expression that we're going to see a lot. All right, if I read this, Pete has 3 times as much money as Mike. I'm dealing with two quantities, Pete and Mike. And again, since Mike is listed last, I don't know the amount of money that Mike has. So that's why I'm letting the variable, the unknown in this case, X, equal Mike's amount of money. Now, the key word here, I don't see the word more than, but it says Pete has 3 times as much money. Here's the key word, times. So times is kind of self-explanatory. You're going to times it or you're going to multiply. So I'll put an X. So if Mike has X dollars and Pete has 3 times that, then Pete's amount of money is 3 times X. So you're going to see that a lot. You know, if it says times, you're going to multiply it. All right, let's move to number 5. And number 5, we are going to do more problems in depth where we deal with perimeter and area. And you can kind of see how I have the picture here as well. I'll move it over. I have that rectangle. It says the length of a rectangle is 4 times the width. Again, it doesn't say anything about the width that's listed second, so I make X the width. So you can kind of see that in the picture. This is also X. Okay? And then it's saying the length. Well, it says the length is 4 times the width. So again, here's the key word. So I'm going to multiply the width by 4. The width is X, so the length is just 4X. So if I put this in the picture, this question mark is 4X. The side across from it is also 4X. All right, and then later we'll deal with perimeter problems, area problems. Now we just want to get the quantities and put it in terms of X. All right, let's just do one more. We're going to skip down to number 9. Now, number 9, we're going to have 3 quantities. So if you look at number 9, there's 3 people we're working with. We're working with Pete, Quinn, it mentions Quinn again, so it's the same person, and then Rob. Now, it's saying Pete worked 4 hours more than Quinn, but then Quinn worked 2 hours more than Rob. So if you look at those 2 sentences, ask yourself, which person do we know absolutely nothing about? And it's Rob. All right, because we know something about Pete. He worked 4 hours more than Quinn. And now we know something about Quinn. He worked 2 hours more than Rob. So that's why this is kind of given to you, but you're going to have to get this on your own when we apply these expressions in word problems. So this is what you always want to get first. So X is the number of hours Rob worked. So if I look at the sentence that has Rob, it's the second one. So I kind of work backwards. If Quinn worked 2 hours more than, so if I see more than, remember, again, I'm going to add. So it's going to be 2 plus X is the hours that Quinn worked. And then if I know that Quinn is 2 plus X, I'm going to put this right here. He's 2 plus X. If Pete worked 4 hours more than Quinn, then what we do is I'm going to add 4 to the 2 plus X. So it's really going to be 4 plus 2 plus X. And you can combine the 4 and 2 and just get 6 plus X. So that's the number of hours that Pete worked right there. All right, so main thing, if you see more than, you're going to add. If you multiply, if you see times, you're going to multiply. But however many quantities you deal with, the quantity that you know nothing about, and usually that quantity is listed last, you let that quantity equal x.